Hey guys, I wanted to go over your package, exactly what you should have in it, and the containers, the breakdown, how you find out your calorie bracket, all of those kind of things. So first off, in your package, you should definitely have all of your containers. So you need one green, one purple, one red, one yellow, one blue, and you're going to need 2 oranges. My little one ran off with my other orange one. I'm going to break those down and let you know exactly what each one of those are for. So don't freak out and worry and think you have no idea what you're doing. I'm going to explain it, I promise. You're going to have your Shakeology cup. You should get one of those with your package. You should get your eating guide. This is going to be like your Bible for the next 21 days. I literally have taped it because I have used it so much and I've let people borrow it. You're going to have your workouts. A friend of mine is using those right now to see if she likes them before she orders. And you should have gotten, if you ordered from me, from your coach or from a different coach, you should get an extra bonus DVD. And it should be Plyo, I believe. Mine was Plyo when I bought mine. And don't quote me on the number on the books. If I'm going to refer you guys to a certain page, the new books have come out and things have switched up just a little bit, so your books may look just a little bit different than mine, but they still have the same material. They've just added things to your list. So lucky you guys, I don't have that book yet. And no matter what, I want you guys to remember that it's form over speed. Do not think you're going to work out and kill yourself the full 30 minutes as soon as you start on day 1 and think, well, I lasted the full 30 minutes. If you're doing the workouts and there's a move you're doing and you're really struggling and your form is just pathetic, stop doing it. Don't continue, because for one, you're going to hurt your back, you're going to hurt your legs, you're going to hurt your arms, because form is way more important than speed. If she's doing arm extensions and you just cannot get those weights up, put the weights down, just do it modified just with your hands. Do it like that as long as your form is the same every time. So remember that, form over speed. I'm going to tell you exactly how you're going to get started. So you're going to take your book, your fixed book, your eating plan. Mine is on page 4. It's going to tell you right here how to get your calorie bracket. Once you find your calorie bracket, you're going to turn to your page and find out, I think mine's on page 19, your calorie chart. This right here. Please do not think that just because you have one of each of these containers means you have one green for the day or one purple for the day. Excuse me. You have multiple of every single container, so don't freak out. But let's say you're in bracket number 2. So you have 4 green, 3 purple, 4 red, 3 yellow, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 4 teaspoons. Teaspoons are broken down on a different page. I'll find it for you so you know, because it took me a while to figure that out after I got started. I could not figure out what the teaspoon was for. Your teaspoons are on page 36. So your olive oil, your flaxseed oil, walnut oil, pumpkin seed oil, your nut butters, your peanut butter, almond butter, things like that, and your seed butters, pumpkin, sunflower seed, or sesame. Those are all going to count as your teaspoons. So you get multiple of those a day. So say you're having toast with peanut butter. You're going to do 1 teaspoon of peanut butter. That's going to count towards 1 of your teaspoons. But that's going to be your calorie bracket. That's going to determine which bracket of these you're in and how many of every single color that you get in one full day. And on page, I wrote it down, page 82, I'm going to upload tracker sheets that you can print off at work, print off at home. Also in the back of the book, on page 82, it gives you these sheets. And you can mark in here and check off like as you go. There's also free apps. There's a 21-day fix app that was free. I think I paid $1.99 for the one I use. And it literally lets you check off every time you eat a container. You just click it and it checks it off, and then it breaks it down and lets you know exactly what you have left for that day. I love that because if you're like me, you have your phone with you 24/7. And no matter what, I don't have to take papers and pens and mark stuff off. And my kids steal my pens and papers and scribble and stuff, so my phone's the safest place for me to track. But I will upload sheets for you guys to print off. so it's easier for you to track and meal prep ahead of time. So you'll see, go over your containers, starting with the green. Your green, this one right here, is going to be for your vegetables. And I want to go over something really important. You're allowed to have all of these. They're on that list. But always keep in mind, it's clean all the way down, but keep in mind, starting from the very top is the best of the best in that category. That's the healthiest one you can pick. You can eat from the bottom, but you're going to get more nutrition from the top and then go down. But your green container, this one right here, is going to be for your vegetables. And I'm not going to read them all off, but your kale, your collard greens, spinach, broccoli, asparagus. But I know you're going to look at this and think, holy cow, how am I supposed to fit asparagus in this? You don't have to. There are certain things that are listed, like asparagus being one of them, on page 25. Asparagus says that it's 10 spears. So instead of shoving all of that in here, count out 10 normal sized spears. That's going to count as one of your greens. And your purple, going to be all of your fruits. It even says in here, like a whole orange is not going to, you're not going to shove that in here. An orange divided into sections, or one medium. So that means you don't have to shove it in here, but you know the size. You know, guesstimate. One medium would be a full purple container. A tangerine, you can have 2 tangerines. That's going to equal 1 of your purples. Your kiwis, your mango, your peaches, nectarines, pear slices, pineapples, banana. This is one I didn't know. I didn't really look at my book when I first got mine. A large banana, guesstimate, a large banana is not one serving of your fruit. You're going to have to cut that in half. So keep that in mind when you're eating a banana. That was one thing I made sure to write down because I didn't know that at the beginning. And also, your Shakeology counts as your red container because it has protein in it. But if you're adding fruit like I do, if you're going to add half a banana, you also have to count that in there. Or if you're going to mix yours with milk, your milk's going to count as your yellow. But I'll explain that after a while also. Make sure you always count your Shakeology as a red. And like I said, you can use that as a meal replacement, or you can use the Shakeology as a snack. I personally, if I have a really busy day and we have dance class and stuff, I may do my Shakeology for breakfast or lunch and take it on the go. But normally on a normal day basis when I'm at home, I get my sweet cravings at night. So after dinner, when I really want something sweet, like I would have usually had ice cream or cereal, a candy bar, instead of doing that, I instead make a shake and have it then. So I use it as my snack. And also, I am also pregnant, so I don't go directly from this list right now. I follow it almost to a T, so I'm clean eating, but I'm not starving myself. I'm not trying to maintain. I just try to watch portion control and know my limits for the day. If I'm overdoing, 6 fruits, I know I didn't have my vegetables that day. That's how I'm currently doing it. You also have your vegan options. There are some of you who do not eat meat, so remember you do have those options, and I also am uploading some vegan recipes, so keep that in mind. Move on to your red container. This one right here is going to be for your proteins. It's going to be for all of your meats. And like I said before, right before you guys bought the challenge packs and things, I told you, you're not going to be starving yourself, and you're not going to be eating fish and vegetables every day. Your meats, the list goes on and on. Sardines, you have chicken, lean ground beef, your fish, all your games, your buffalo, if you're like me, you like your deer meat, you can have deer meat still. Your lean ground game, any of those. Your eggs also count as your red because it is a protein. Instead of shoving eggs in here, it even tells you in here on page 29, your eggs, 2 large eggs is going to equal 1 red. Or your yogurt. I don't know why I didn't know this, but your yogurt will also go in your protein in your red container. Tofu. If you guys try tofu, I want to know how that is because I've never had it. Also, your ricotta cheese and your cottage cheese will be in there. And your turkey bacon. You can still have bacon, we just switch it to turkey. And you can have 4 slices will equal 1 red container. So if you want to do 2 for breakfast, you know you still have a half of a red. You can do like a half a red of cottage cheese and fruit for your afternoon snack. You don't have to eat all 4 slices for breakfast. Your yellow container. It's going to be for your carbs. This looks really small, and I promise it's really deceiving. You're going to think there's no way I'm getting anything out of there. You wait till you pack that thing full and you put it on your plate. I was amazed. So don't underestimate the little container. It does hold a lot. And I don't recommend you doing, like if you have 2 servings of yellows a day, I don't recommend doing them all in one setting. But I know for me, I like my pasta and I want to feel full. If we're having spaghetti that day, I save my yellows for dinner and I will have 2 at a time. So that's just something that I do. And one thing a lot of people don't know much about is quinoa. It's the third listed on the yellow one. But I supplement that for brown rice just because it doesn't have a flavor and it's smaller and my kids have texture issues, so we like to use the quinoa. But you can get the red, you can get the regular, whatever you want to do. It's healthier, it has more protein in it than your rice does. But you can use brown rice in your carb section, it's totally fine. Just make sure it's brown rice. And your oatmeal is going to count as your yellow. But I will upload a picture and show you how to measure your oatmeal, whether it's cooked or not cooked, because uncooked isn't one of these. So that's a little confusing, but I'll tell you about that later. Your English muffins. You can still have your English muffins, you can still have your waffles, you can still have your pancakes, you can still have your bagels, your tortillas, you can still have all of that. We just go whole wheat. But I want to show you something really quick that I love. Instead of doing a bagel, because like me, I was a big bagel sandwich in the morning kind of person, I buy these. They're sandwich thins. They're whole wheat. And you can have the top and the bottom. And it only counts as 1 yellow because they are thin. Instead of doing a bagel and you have all that extra bread and you're going to be feeling like you're bloated, you can do that and use those instead. So I do recommend those. They're really good. I toast them. This morning I toasted it and had a teaspoon of peanut butter and then sliced up banana on top of it, and it's really good. And then your blue container is for all of your healthy fats and your cheeses. So you're going to do your avocado, your almonds. You're not going to shove all your almonds in here. It tells you how many. 12 almonds, 8 cashews, 14 peanuts, kind of thing. Your hummus, your coconut milk, feta cheese, goat cheese, mozzarella, cheddar cheese, provolone, Monterey Jack, and your Parmesan cheese. And then your orange, you're probably thinking, why in the world do I have 2 orange containers and I'm only allowed 1 a day? The reason is a lot of people have texture issues and they use them for their dressings. This is for your seeds and your any kind of your dressings. Your 21-day fix dressings, there's tons of recipes in your book. But these are for pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, your peanuts, coconut unsweetened or shredded. But you have 2 of these because you can use one for your nuts and seeds, and then you can use your other one for dressings, because with the olive oil they tend to get greasy. And a lot of the times, no matter how much you wash them, they still have that film. That's why they give you 2. But that just goes over your container breakdown. I think I covered everything. If you guys have any questions, always ask. It's not a problem. I can go over anything. But don't feel like you can't have things. You still get your carbs. You still get your chocolates. On page 38, I will go over that. Your replacement food group containers. So, this is important. It's on page 38. Your replacement food group containers. Your beverages. So, 3 times a week, you can replace one of your yellow containers for a tasty beverage from the list below. To do this, fill the provided Shakeology shaker cup as opposed to the yellow container to the fluid ounce mark. So you're going to take this, because it has your measurements and your ounces on the sides of it. You're going to take this cup, you're going to measure out your milk, your soy milk, your almond milk, coconut water, coconut milk, your fresh fruit juices, your rice milk, or if you're a drinker, you can also do your wine. Your wine, you get 4 ounces. So it doesn't sound like very much, but it's about right here. So if you really want a shot of that wine, you can do that 3 times a week. It's going to take up one of your yellows. So always keep that in mind if you want to do that. Some tasty treats, which I think is really good, is on page 39. It tells you all kinds of like chocolate recipes and stuff to try. I've tried a few of them. And one good thing I do, I know a lot of you guys work, and if you're just busy like me, and you need snacks on the go, and me being pregnant, I'm constantly hungry, so I like to keep things in my car. And one thing I love is popcorn. You can pop your own. I keep it, I'll show you what I use. I use Baby White popcorn. This is what it is. There's no flavoring, it's nothing like that. I put it in a cooker and I do 1 teaspoon of olive oil and I pop a big batch of it. You can do 3 whole cups of popcorn. That's a lot of popcorn for 1 yellow container. So you can use that as your snack on the go, keep it in the car, set it at your desk to work. And a lot of things you can add in. I just recently found out popcorn with cinnamon sounds so gross to me because I'm not a cinnamon person, but the cinnamon actually is really good in it. So that's just a few ideas. I hope the container breakdown helps you guys out a lot, and if you have questions, feel free to ask. But I think it'll be really good. I can't wait to hear everybody's results. And I, honest to goodness, was not hungry on this at all. And I was breastfeeding when I did it, and then found out we were pregnant soon after, so I bumped up a bracket. And then once we found out we were pregnant, I don't follow each container to a T now. So that's what I'm doing currently, but I will be doing this with you guys, so don't feel like I'm just going to bum out and say you guys have to eat this and I don't, because I'm pregnant. I still eat clean. I still work out. Not as heavily. I have to do a lot of modifications. No push-ups and stuff like that now, but I will be doing it with you, so I hope you guys are excited about this, and I hope you guys really enjoy the group. It's for you. You paid your money. Give it your all, and I'm right here beside you guys. So